Good everybody, welcome back to the channel. And if it's your first time checking me out, we basically talk about money related topics on this channel. So I'm talking banks, credit cards, credit unions, crypto, real estate, side hustles, grants, travel hacks. If any of that stuff is what you're into, support this channel. Don't delay, do it today. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, hit share, pop the notification bell so you know when I got something new dropping. Hey, thank you in advance for that. I really appreciate the support. In today's video, we're going to jump into the subject of credit, and I'm going to talk about something that I really wish I didn't have to talk about, but I'm seeing it pop up again and again and again on my timeline, and I just got to go ahead and let this cat out of the bag. CPNs, or credit privacy numbers, or credit protection numbers, or credit profile numbers, whatever you want to call it, that's what we're going to talk about today. I'm going to give you some facts about it, and then I'm going to give you my actual opinion. But before I do, please, again, consider supporting the channel. Hit the like, subscribe, share, and the notification bell. All right, so let's talk about CPNs. A CPN is basically a 9-digit number that is supposed to mirror a social security number, but it really does not. I'm going to put a quick graphic up about it. And the information that I'm getting, the sources are actually Lexington Law, which is a credit repair company. And I'm really not that big a fan of Lexington Law, but I think they are on point on this particular subject. And then Experian, which you know, Experian is a credit bureau. So, I mean, if you want to know about credit, who better to go to than the credit bureaus, all right? So this graphic that I'm putting up basically states what I just said. Credit privacy numbers are 9-digit numbers set up in the same format as a social security number, but they are not issued by the federal government and have no official legal standing. Now, they say that they operate in a legal gray area, but I really don't know what that legal gray area is. But I can tell you that using a CPN, or credit profile, credit protection, or credit privacy number for obtainment of any type of credit, funding, any of that stuff is considered fraud. It's considered fraud, okay? So let's talk about the origins of the credit profile numbers, or the CPNs. We'll just refer to it as the CPN. All right. So the CPNs were brought about as a result of the Credit Privacy Act of 1974, in which Americans were trying to get a little bit more protection in how their information was being obtained and dispersed. And the original CPNs were supposedly put in place as kind of like a throw-off number that's not a social security number, but kind of like a ID number, but not official, so you wouldn't have to disperse your social security number for various things other than something that required, you know, government approval, like a passport, driver's license, you know, voter's registration, things of that nature. But again, it is not to be used to obtain any type of funding. It is not a social security number. It is not issued by the federal government, and using it to obtain credit, to obtain funding of any sort from a financial institution or any other resource to get funding is illegal. It's considered fraud. So I'm just throwing that out there. It's illegal and it is considered fraud. So let's talk about the actual ID numbers that are legal, because there are ID numbers that are legal other than a social security number. So let's discuss those for just a moment. So of course, you know, we got the social security number. This is 9 digits. This is issued by the federal government and is unique to a U.S. citizen, and it can only be given to a U.S. citizen. Okay. Now, an employer ID number, or an EIN, is a 9-digit number that's actually given in the format of 2 numbers, then 7 numbers, and this is issued to a business. It's kind of like a business ID. It enables businesses to open bank accounts, get funding, file taxes, basically all of the things that a social security number would enable you to do, but for a business. And then we have the ITIN, which is the individual tax ID number. This is what would be given to a foreign national or someone that's not a U.S. citizen, but they are doing business in the United States. They would get an ITIN or individual taxpayer ID number. So those are the actual legal types of identification numbers that you can be given to obtain funding, do business, and all these type of things that you can do from a business standpoint and from a personal standpoint, whether it be using social security number, an EIN, or an ITIN. So just another sidebar, in addition to being fraudulent on the, with using CPNs to try and obtain funding, it goes even a step further because many CPNs are stolen numbers from deceased individuals. They're stolen numbers from minors, from individuals that are incarcerated. So you can just get in a whole heap of trouble using these CPNs. Now I'm going to give you my personal opinion on it. My personal opinion on it is CPNs are BS, and the only way to really build your credit to the point where you're going to qualify for all this great funding that's out here is to actually build your credit. It doesn't happen overnight. It takes time. It takes some people longer than others. It depends on where you are starting from, but it takes time. So that's my kind of, take on this all. There is no magic wand to wave and just go from a 450 credit score to a 750 credit score in 60 days. If that happens to you, something fraudulent is probably going down. You can get your scores up fast in some regards, depending on what your credit scenario was to begin with. But there is no magic wand that you just wave and you go from having horrible credit to having great credit. Okay, so that's something we'll definitely go into on more videos, ways for you to improve your credit a little bit faster and methods you can use to keep it tight once you get it there. All right, so hey, that's all I got for this particular video. Make sure you subscribe, like, and share if you found value in that content, and I hope you did. I do approve of the message that I just shared with you. And on that note, guys, I'm out, but until next time, peace.